Hey, my Go Tribe. Before I get on with my day, I really needed to speak about this because this is unrealistic at this point. And it is so weird that on Sunday, I had filmed a video trying to call out a brand because I noticed that there's so much rubbish going on with their product. And I also wanted to ask NAFDAC to please relook into certain products. Just because you had given them approval years ago doesn't mean you don't keep up with the products, you know. And then I saw this video, so of course I had to go back and redo my whole video, you know, because I spoke to my lawyer and he said, listen, because of these issues, I didn't even know about this, you know, you have to be careful. But let's get into this. First of all, to start with, it is unrealistic to expect individuals to buy products in Nigeria, and when you see there's something faulty with a product, you tell us to shut up. That is unrealistic and it will not be accepted. Is it that you guys just choose to silence Nigerians at every turning point? Because I'm sorry, anywhere else in the world, like if you go to London, if you go to Romania, if you go to the States and you have an issue with a product, you have the right to actually address that product. And especially when it comes to Nigeria, I'm sure a lot of people say, oh, but why didn't you just address it in their inbox and blah, blah, blah. No, because guess what? When you do that privately, they do not do anything about it. They just discard it like it's unimportant. The only time Nigerians actually start try to take accountability is when they are called off online. And I'm sorry, that is the biggest gift Nigerians have right now, because if not, do you know how many voices will actually be silenced? It doesn't matter, because I watched the lady of Bond Bread. I watched her video and for a second I understood where she was coming from. But it doesn't matter how many years you have been in a business. You said you have about 80 bread makers or staffs. It is very possible, even if you are correct, that one of your employers messed up. It is highly possible. This is also one of the problems Nigerians have to deal with on a regular. What you should have done, she tried very hard to hide the name, which in all actuality she should have put the name out there so the public will be aware, you know. And the way you reacted would have determined if the public will be in support of you and keep buying your product or not. What you were supposed to do as a business person was actually send her a message saying, listen, we apologize, we don't know what happened, is it possible if you still have the bread, let's look into it, and then put out a statement to the public saying maybe something went wrong, blah blah blah. Address it in a way that shows you are unemotional. When it comes to running your business, you cannot be emotional, especially when it comes to consumable goods. Food, things, water, things like that people ingest. It is very important to be extra cautious. You as a business owner could do everything right and follow all the rules and regulations, but half the time your employees do not pay that much attention because they do not care about your business as much as you do. And this is exactly where oppression comes to. This is a perfect, clear example of what oppression is. You use the police force, and at this point I don't understand if they don't have sense or what goes on with them. You don't just arrest people just like that because one rich person decided, oh no, arrest them. You don't do things like that. You guys are taking a piss on the lives of Nigerians, and it is unacceptable, and we would not accept it. Funny enough, I've never even eaten this bread, and it's so funny because from now on, me self, I no go even chop the bread. Because the way you approach the matter, this woman, I watched her page, she's not even one of those women that just talks anyhow. She's well put together, and if she says, listen, this bread has sat on my in my cupboard for 2 months, you were supposed to look into it. I remember 2 years ago, I bought an iPhone, and within a few days I noticed something was wrong. A whole brand as iPhone, I called them out and they changed my phone immediately. There was no discussion. We come to the internet to vent because you guys do not take us seriously. Imagine if you had the audacity to arrest this woman, what you would have done if she sent you a message. You would have still felt offended. They know they run business with emotion, so you have to put that stuff aside, especially when people are ingesting products. Now again, I will speak to NAFDAC and any other agent or association that deals with consumable products. Please, for the love of God, I know every product that goes on the market, you have to put a ticket of approval and say, okay, this is ready for the public. But you also have to re-look into those products because sometimes they mess up. Since we entered this APC regime right now, we have had products getting very expensive and the quality goes down. We understand the economy is hard. If you're going to increase your prices, that means that your product should stay at the same level. That's the whole idea of increase. Not that you're increasing. When you look on the shelves right now, things like shampoo, detergents, they don't even form anymore, for the love of God. All these things, you have a bottle of hair lotion that is supposed to be full. It's already 3/4. Why? And we are spending way more money. And speaking of it, was my problem. I am a consumer of water. I drink water like mad. In a week, I buy like 6 cans of water, the big ones and then the small ones, every single week. And the prices is outrageous right now. And now I only drink one specific water because the other ones I notice they have a taste, and I don't like my water tasting funny. And this message I would ask my lawyer to send a direct message to the brand and to NAFDAC, because if in a given period of time they do not adjust this problem, then I will bring their names online. Now, as I said, this water, I've drank this brand for a while and I never had issues. All of a sudden, I drink my water, I put my water in the fridge, I taste it, it's tasting funny. I take out the bottle from the fridge. When it's slightly warmer, like 10 minutes after, the water tastes like straight plastic. Plastic. There is no way you would tell me that drinking water that tastes like plastic is healthy for the human consumption. It's not possible. First of all, we notice, and this is why it is not good to shut up. From 2 years ago, I noticed, or 1.5 years ago, I noticed the bottles of my specific water were very flengele. They went from nice thick bottles to very basic bottles. Then you'll be struggling as if you're trying to kill a lion to open the cap of the bottle. And then with all that struggle, you always end up splashing water on yourself. And we kept quiet. You increased the prices and we kept quiet. But now your Felengele bottles are affecting us because they taste like plastic. And I know a lot of people say, oh, check the expiry date. The expiry date is 17th to 2027. So we still have a long way to go. I had to put the bottles aside because I'm like, in case they come and say they want to test, come and drink it. Because there's no reason why you should be consuming water and you have to do... I am scared to drink water right now. We are already struggling with stress and high prices and everything is wrong, and we're supposed to be healthy and do healthy things, and look at it. And another thing, when you as a water company, you're supposed to properly educate your middlemen, the people who come to collect your products from your factory and distribute them. There has to be a lecture on how they should deliver those products, because half of them, you people don't pay attention to them, and they put the products right under the hot sun, and because your plastic bottles are not made properly, we now have issues. I will be sending my notice to them. I need them to look into this, because if not, I'm sorry, the only thing we have is coming online and crying. That's the only thing Nigerians have given us. And then on top of that, we still get oppressed. Why? You arrested this poor woman for what exactly? Because she put a like on a post. Yes, your bread is fucked, and do something about it. Address it without emotions. It has gone far too long where good Nigerians are silenced for no goddamn reason. We are silenced at every turn. We have been suffocated with bad governance. We say, okay, silent. For what? At the end of the day, we need to survive. At the end of the day, our lives count. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're more wealthy than the average Nigerian. Our lives matter also. You cannot be eating bread that is sitting down. And I've had this issue before, not with this. I've never had this burnt bread, but I've had issue with breads like this before. After 2-3 days, your bread, if it stays in the kitchen outside, not in the fridge, it's supposed to go moldy. That's why I even started putting my bread in the fridge, you know. But please, I beg, let's not start oppressing. This is proper oppression. This is what oppression means. Not when somebody is a criminal and they send them to jail and you say, oh, you were oppressed, you were intimidated. No, this is oppression. All you had to do was address the issue correctly, and I promised you people would have appreciated that. Instead, you just ruined your own. See, may you not ruin your life with your own hand. I keep saying this. We use our mouths, we use our actions to destroy our own lives. When we pray about enemies, pray on top of your own self, because the way we do things these days is ridiculous. Anyway, mama gotta go. See you guys soon. Mwah.